Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are aiming to retrieve the second flag. And we'll be dealing with Linux executable. And also we have to use some sort of reverse engineering techniques. Before we go ahead, if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. With that being said, let's head over to Linux VM to start. Sorry, let me start from scratch and let me delete all this. If you have already watched my first video for this VM, you know that previously we have already got the flag, the first flag, which contains this hidden directory. Let me copy this address and go back to the browser. Access this hidden directory. Or not directory. This is the page home, and circling. This is a multiple angle form. What's this? Anyhow, at the top we can notice there are two other links. Will news. And on this page, we are presented some sort of encoded message. So this should be a key, a value? I don't know. And how about this page? Will, but access denied. So what shall we do next? As you know, this hidden directory is actually another application. To deal with web application, we need to take some sort of standard methodology. Okay, let me copy. And to see whether its robots file is available or not. Robots, silent mode. So this file contains 4 entries, but the last 2 are more important. Let me copy, selection, and put over here. Now let's access the first. It looks like this should be a file. Let me access this file. Indeed, it's a file, and we can transfer this file from download directory. I have already done that. Okay, so now, let me remove this file first and move from downloads directory. I'd like to showcase the entire process. Okay, so next is another file or page. We can access this page to see what it's about. Oh, not found. Oh, we need to remove this L. Oh, no icons directory. Bypasser. So name, password, execute command. We need to put it aside for a while. So let me go back to the terminal to analyze this file. So when we analyze a file or target file, we need to use some sort of techniques. The first one is a file command. This one can give us type information of the file. So this is 64-bit Linux executable interpreter for Linux, blah, 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 blah. So I think because this is executable, right now we cannot run it, right? Loki, we got error, permission denied. In order to run this executable, we need to make it executable. Change mode, Loki. And now if we run this binary or executable again, now we can run it without problem. However, we are asked to enter password. We didn't have it yet. Access denied. So next, we need to use some tools to get a password because we need to get access. Okay. So how to do to this binary? The next one I'd like to use is a string command. This command can retrieve all readable characters from the executable. Okay, let me scroll up. Fantastic. It looks like we have already got a password for this executable. Let me copy and access it one more time. Did you really think it was going to be this easy? Nice try, but no cigar. Okay, so this way doesn't work. So what else we can take? For me, I always use another one, ltrace. You can use this utility to get or to trace library calls of executable. Okay, how to run? Run it is very easy. ltrace followed by the executable, and we can, as you know, we can see it's calling function. This is built-in function of C program. Okay, and we can try to input anything, and now we can see afterwards, the save the char, and then we'll call the function string compare. Obviously, this function is comparing our input with password twice, and this one should be working because this one didn't work. So now we can copy and run it. So easy, sweet. We can get the second flag without a problem. But sometimes we need to use more sophisticated tool or technique such as Ghidra, even GDB, to help us to make debugging and reverse engineering. All right. So now I'd like to showcase how to use Ghidra to analyze this executable. And this is a GUI application. You need to install it before you can use. Okay. And maybe I have already imported. We can delete, and then we can start from scratch. So can I project, close the project, and then we can new project. We can call that as like a test 3, finish, and then we can open this code browser 2. This tool can reverse or reconstruct or disassemble the code. And we can import a file. Select file to import. Okay. Yes. Analyze. And on the left, you can see there is a program tree. So where to start? Normally, we should start from the main function. As you know, C program always starts from main function. This is entry. But the font is too small. Maybe I'd like to make the font to be bigger. To options, font, display, and we can choose different size, maybe 36. Okay, it's much better. So now, of course, this is not original C code. This is disassembled by a Ghidra. But, we can use this utility to know what's behind the program. For example, define some variables, integer, character, array. And this is the size of such array. And then have for loop. And this initial value. And will iterate or do the looping 13 times. And get the value from the G. But we don't know what G is yet. And here, get input from user. And then run this function. We have already seen that, right? Compare two strings. If matches or the value is 0, and then we can get access or can be granted. But the problem is this one. Possibly we need to decode this G. This is, I think, very challenging. So anyhow, I have already demonstrated how to use Ghidra to make, reverse or debugging. Next, I'd like to use another important tool, GDB. So why GDB? Because just now we have already seen in the, Ghidra, the string compare, what I mean. String compare, and the two strings, and there are two arguments. So now we failed to use Ghidra to get the clear or correct clear password. So how about use GDB? GDB can inspect data in the memory. And for certain, this function, there are two arguments. And arguments will be put into the memory, into the registers, right? Different register have different purpose. For example, like RDI, RSI, and also just we have already seen from the file type command, the program is 64-bit, okay? So this is different from the, x86-bit program. Okay, so now let me launch GDB. The first thing we need to disassemble main function. Descend main. Main function. So here, the many different. You can use Google to make some research to what each register does. Okay, but two registers are most important in this case, okay? RDR and RSI. You know which one? RSI, okay? And here we can see this function, right? And this function is called twice. Okay. RDI. This should be the first argument, and this should be the second argument. So to inspect the value in two registers, we need to set breakpoint, okay? And you can use address, but this time I think function name would be better, okay? Because the function will be called twice. So how to do? Break, maybe we just use a B and followed by the function name. You know this one? We can copy. So now we can run it. And we can enter password, anything, okay? Anything, anything JSON. And now it paused. Okay, so now we can try to inspect the RDI, the first argument. So how to do? Info register and RDI, and this is the address, and we can examine or display the data with another command, XS. X means examine, okay, memory, S display as string, and followed by this hexadecimal address. You know, this is another format of address, but this one we used more often, okay? And then we can get, this is a water input. So now it paused, right? Next, we need to get the second argument. I mean, the value of the second argument. So how to do? We need to, we need to run the next step. So how to do? Next, I. And then, we can, info registers and RSI. And then we can examine this address to get the RSI. Okay, so similarly, we can get the clear text password. As we know, this is accurate password. So GDB is a very powerful tool, especially when we try to perform buffer overflow. Okay, with that being said, that's pretty much it. I'd like to see you in the next one. Have a good day, please.